astute listeners, Corvette will sense the theme in the two opening songs. Yes, George Jones, the Corvette song, and Cool Blue Corvette by Black Sheep. Why? Well, for two reasons. One, as I mentioned, there is a sport I have liked for a long time. It has now evolved. There are people who play on the flat track. There are people who play on the slanted oval track. And yes, the sport I am speaking about is roller derby. And I have always liked it. But I'm inching my way towards picking a fave when it comes to the team. I know we have, in the past, we have had some local Utah roller derby teams. But how do I say this nicely? Our teams in the past have been a little bit bland. I don't know. You know, maybe it's something about California. But California roller derby teams are anything but bland. And it doesn't really matter whether they're on a flat track or whether they're on an oval track. It really doesn't. It's possible that there are some differences, but a lot of the teams now are playing on flat track. And I'm inching my way towards a favorite team. Now, the California teams, like I said, they're just, it's different. It's very different. The names, among other things, are really quite humorous. I mean, these roller derby skaters, some of them, I swear, have an incredibly good sense of humor. They come up with names. Anyway, I have some friends that have a sister-in-law, daughter-in-law that's one of the skaters for a team, and I've been looking into this team, and this is like D-Day, and so I've got to say that now this is just a thing. This is not the thing. This is just a thing. The Derby Dames, the Tahoe Derby Dames on D-Day, it just seemed appropriate. Derby Dames the Tahoe Derby Dames have the player that I am becoming a favorite of is Vette the Threat. So I'm becoming a fan now. I've been to their website. I've looked at pictures. I have no idea which one of these girls is Vette the Threat, but I'll tell you what. It doesn't really matter. Which player it is. Let me tell you about one of the matches with the Tahoe Derby Dames, just to kind of give you a clue. Now, the Tahoe Derby Dames skate on a flat track that is outdoors. It's a beautiful place. It has huge redwood trees right next to the track. But since it's out in the open, the skaters on occasion have had to compete on a track that was recently squeegeed and doesn't really skate like an indoor track. Now, that's the equivalent of if you're at a football game and the snow is falling or the rain is falling in the tracks, or a horse race where the rain is falling and the track is wet. I mean, it's a whole different sport. And the Tahoe Derby Dames have had more than one. I've read some of the descriptions of the games. I'll tell you what, there are people out there that describe all the action in the game. It's kind of fun to read, except for one part. Man, there are a lot of girls in California that get hurt doing this roller derby. Broken this, separated that. Every bit, if you look at the injuries, it's every bit as dangerous as any other sport, except maybe like beach volleyball or something like that. And I suppose there are plenty of strains and sprains in that, but there are 5 people skating at a time, and you can have, according to the rules, like 14 people there to rotate in and out on the 5-person team. And you've got blockers and you've got passers. It's a very simple game. You get points each time you pass. Once a passer gets past the pack, gets free of the blockers, every time they pass a member of the opposing team, lap them, come around the track and lap them, they get a point. That's the name of the game. And I don't even know at this point whether Vette the Threat is a passer or a blocker. But I will find out more. What a beautiful place, though. I mean, skating in the great outdoors and, stirring it up and scoring and all of that. There are rules that I don't think anybody really deliberately wants to get hurt. But it sure happens. So I was reading, this one team showed up and they only had a bench of 11 people because they had so many people out for injuries. And I don't know, if 14 is the number, 18, whatever you're supposed to have. But you rotate people in and out all the way through, so everybody's fresh and everybody has to keep track of who's. And I suppose you pair up different skaters against other skaters. Anyway, there's a lot of strategy to it. There are coaches. There are kids that want to be on the team. Matter of fact, the Tahoe Derby Dames right now, if you've ever had a craving to skate, they're looking for skaters right now. So anyway, it is D-Day, and I wanted to have a little bit of fun maybe before we turn serious and remember, there's so much of interest. The deception in particular has always been one of my favorite aspects of D-Day. Operation Bodyguard, this incredible theatrical effort to mislead the Germans about the date and the location of the Allied landing. That is one of the most amazing aspects of D-Day. So if you want to talk about Operation Bodyguard or any other, I will probably be telling you about Operation Bodyguard as the chance arises, because I found it to be one of the most fascinating aspects of the history of D-Day. So there's a pretty broad range for you, Derby Dames and D-Day. And anything else that's on your mind, you are welcome. A lot of people don't know, I posted this on Facebook/radio SPOOF, radio spoof, Facebook radio, capital SPOOF. I don't know if you have to do that or not. That's the way I set it up. But, it's like, anyway, back in the 30s, I believe it was, 200 sailors came into one of the towns in California, and they